This week on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. Everyone's Facebook, everyone's Snapchat, everyone's Instagram, everyone's social media, everyone's LinkedIn is what you want to see. So everything was curated for you, by you, and you never get a chance to hear somebody else's perspective. Tucker Carlson has been fired from Fox News. Don Lemon has been fired by CNN. How this came about all on the same day, who knows? Maybe it was a fluke. Maybe it was something greater going on and we don't even know what's happening. But I have a theory. Hear me out. So Lee Daniels, who's a famous director, he came out on social media saying he doesn't really care for Tucker Carlson, too bad for Don Lemon. But he was saying that if he was a TV executive, that he would put both of them together and it would be a super high rating show and it could maybe bring the country together.
Don Lemon, Tucker Carlson, if I were a smart executive, I'd put them both on the same TV show.
Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club reported on it, and he said that he thought that Lee Daniels was, that he was kind of just looking for kind of like trashy ratings because you're going to get like sound bites and you're going to get them kind of like attacking each other. And people that are really actually coming to a news station to hear about their news won't get their news.
Lee wants Tucker and Don to do a show together because it'll be messy and have conflict. Yeah, that might bring ratings, but how does that help the people?
And I normally agree with most of the things that Charlemagne says. However, I'm leaning more towards Lee Daniels' side because I actually do think it would be very informative TV. It would be very informative news to have somebody who is so far right like Tucker Carlson. And I wouldn't say, Tucker Carlson is pretty extreme right. And I wouldn't say Don Lemon is extreme left, but he's definitely not center and he is definitely left. But the point is that having both those two on the same show, I think would be very informative. Because as much as I don't agree with Fox News, I still watch Fox News because I want to see what the other side's perspective on something is. And yeah, there's sometimes that I do agree with their perspective, but there's some people who just really would refuse to watch Fox News. And on the other side, I feel like there's people, on the right that would benefit of hearing the perspective from the left side. I always try to look at things from another person's point of view. And oftentimes when you do that, you actually start thinking of things differently yourselves, where it could be on different opinions or different matters. Oftentimes when I'm doing a podcast, I'll research, what somebody's saying on one side of the fence, and I'll research something that somebody is saying on the other side of the fence. But of course, for me, I'm definitely more on the left side. I'm definitely more on the Democratic side. I'm definitely more on the liberal side. So of course, my point of view is going to be that more aligning with Don Lemon. But I always still try to understand somebody else's perspective. And I think that's what Lee Daniels was trying to say, is that I do think that, I don't know if we could really bring the country together, but I do think it would be great TV because you would get two different perspectives. You'd get two different Americas all at one time. And I do think that it could help mend some differences. And I do think it could maybe help bring the country a little bit closer together. There's always going to be some people who are so far right and so far left, but everyone's Facebook, everyone's Snapchat, everyone's Instagram, everyone's social media, everyone's LinkedIn is what you want to see. So everything was curated for you, by you. So of course, if you want to, you could curate what you want to hear all the time, and you never get a chance to hear somebody else's perspective unless it's maybe like a sound bite, that right news agency is using against the left. So anyways, I don't know if that's why they both came out on the same day, and maybe they are leading to something like that, and maybe Charlemagne and Lee Daniels knows more than us, and this is just a teaser. But I do think it would be amazing for two pulverizing figures in news media to come together and have a show together. And I do think that regardless of their views, they're both professional. I mean, Tucker Carlson's show was the highest rated news cable show of all the shows. Don Lemon has been on CNN for 17 years. I don't know if he's ever had the highest rated show, but of course he's, one of the biggest newscasters. So, it's just like right wing and left wing when senators, Republicans and Democrats, they come on TV and trash each other. At the end of the day, they're still colleagues. They're still working in the same house or in the same building. Joe Biden has said that he's friends with a lot of Republicans, and you've heard it a bunch of times. So I'm sure that Tucker Carlson and Don Lemon could be professional enough and mature enough and level-headed enough to have a show together and to talk about their ideas and their thoughts and their perspective. And really help the far extreme left and the far extreme right hear things from each other's perspective. And maybe it's exactly what we need right now. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud. Peace!